Hey, you guys, welcome back to Level Up with Lori, the podcast. So frigging happy that you're here with me today. Happy that we are into December, approaching on Christmas, and actually coming to the end of this season on the podcast, which is crazy. Like, I honestly can't believe just how this podcast has grown with time, like how it's really helped me to connect with my audience on a different level with all of you. And so I'm just so incredibly excited and blessed. And I'm really planning to something big for the final episode. So stay tuned for that. And this one is going to be a super quick one that comes from personal experience this weekend. I'm wondering if any of you out there are feeling this or have felt this, or even went through something a little bit similar, knowing that we just kind of came out of the biggest month of the year for many network marketers, for many retailers, for many businesses, right? November is the prime month for sales, for promotions, for all of the things that are, quite frankly, so much fun inside this business, right? This is when we make all our money. I mean, we make it all the time at the end of the day, but there's so many of us that have big hopes and big dreams for the biggest month, right? So what I want to know is, what do you do when shit doesn't go your way? Right. And I can tell you that over the course of my almost decade in this industry, I have seen this play out so many times, and I've absolutely experienced it myself, right down to this month. I stayed up to the 11th hour. I was having all those like conversations that light your soul on fire with a number of different women. And so many of you know that I'm in a new company this year, and I don't know all of the ins and outs in the way that I did with my original company, right? Like it's like I intrinsically knew how things would play out in my original company. I understood the back end, I understand the back office, like all those things I just knew because I'd had so much experience with them. And so with my new company, like I didn't know it all, and I don't get everything right. In fact, I got it pretty wrong on the very last day of the month. And I not only got it wrong for me, I got it wrong for a couple other people too. And so I was sitting there thinking the next day, like yesterday, and it's a long story short. And at the end of the day, the story doesn't really matter, right? The story doesn't really matter. I didn't get the promotion that I was seeking. It came really too freaking close to it, which almost drives me more nuts than if I was far away. But regardless, like it's this moment of pause and reflection after you go for something. And it's one thing if you get it, what do you do, right? And I can honestly tell you that like I have a lot of experience in achieving the goals, right? I don't think there's a goal that I truly set out to get that I didn't walk away with. And maybe that's because I've been setting goals that I knew that I would make. I don't know, but like or I went all in, or I understood what I needed to do, like whatever. I can honestly tell you there's not a lot of times, like it's not to say that I haven't failed. I failed 1,000,006 times, but I'm saying the kind of goal where you get all your dominoes in a line, you do all the things, like you really put your heart and your soul, you manifest the thing. So I was sitting there yesterday and I was like, okay, Lori, how do you feel? Right. And there's been so many times where I have worked through this with other women, worked through it with my clients, worked through it with various team members. Like I literally watched a woman get a promotion, a really big promotion that she worked her ass off for. I don't know, this might've been 5 or 6 years ago inside of my company. I saw her get it and we celebrated the crap out of it at midnight. And at 2 a.m., a return went through and she lost it. Like it was just like completely unfair. And I actually think they rectified it, but I don't actually remember. But it's in these moments of strife, like it's in these moments of pure disappointment in yourself, disappointment. Like it's like this roller coaster of emotion, right? And it's this moment where you ask yourself, okay, what now? And as a leader, and a leader that has to work through this with other women, I think we're always worried about the fallout, right? We're always a little bit afraid that this is going to be the thing that derails the person. And I've probably, because I've seen it so many times, right? I've seen the anger, I've seen the disappointment, I've seen the blame game. And it wasn't until yesterday where I truly sunk into this myself and was like, what now? And you know what I said to myself? Well, now you move on, right? Now you go for it again. Now you set up all the things, you celebrate the shit out of what you did do, and you don't worry about what didn't happen. Because if it didn't happen today, it's inevitability for the future if you keep going. But I started to also think about like what would happen if this was the thing that set me off and I just let it all go because one thing didn't work out the way that Lori wanted it to work out. And I have seen so many women be so crushed by not reaching these goals, not reaching these things they set themselves up for, and they put so much work. And I get it, right? Like there's nothing quite as crushing as that. I mean, mentally, not physically, like it doesn't actually hurt. But it's just giving up can't be that easy, right? Giving up is the only thing that's going to derail you. It's the only thing that's going to mean that you don't get it in the future. And what you want, what you're planning for, what you see for yourself, it is an inevitability. It's just that I can't tell you what the timeline is. No one can tell you what the timeline is. And no one can truly tell you how far you're going to have, like how deep you're going to have to dig in order to reach it. Sometimes it's going to come way easier than we ever anticipated. And sometimes it's going to feel freaking hard and you're going to be challenged and you're going to have these moments of disappointment where you literally ask yourself, do I keep going? And I want you in those moments where you wonder, like, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I'm not meant for this. Maybe this is the end of the line. Like maybe, right? All those maybes. And you start to come down on yourself and you start to think that maybe you just don't have what it takes. These are the moments where you need to believe in yourself the most. These are the moments where you need to like really say, you know what, I'm going to have blind faith. I'm going to have faith that this is coming from me. And I'm going to pick myself up and I'm going to show up as the entrepreneur that I am and the entrepreneur that I desire to be. And if I didn't hit my goal, who cares? It's coming for me. I'm coming for it, whatever that is, right? And don't quit, right? You don't do anybody a service when you quit. You don't do yourself a service when you quit. In fact, we give up on ourselves far too often. We give up on ourselves in terms of like, as soon as we fall a day off the wagon of going to the gym, right? And then it all unravels, or you go on vacation and you come back and you just can't get back into the habit and you just let it go. All that progress, all that hard work, all that like self-pride that you carried in yourself, you just let it go. No, right? You get back on that horse, you get back to that gym, you show up the next day and you build that damn business or you, whatever you're doing, right? So I want to know, who are you? Like, it's one thing to be amazing. It's like when you watch our kids win their sports games and it's incredible to watch them win and you want them to be wonderful winners, but who are they when they're losing, right? That matters more than who they are when they're winning. And it matters more who you are in those moments where you feel like disappointment, where you feel like nothing went your way, where you feel like maybe it wasn't fair the way that it all played out, that it should have probably played out another way. Oh, wow. Okay, right? We're adults and we regroup ourselves. And then what you do next actually is what determines the future. The thing that didn't happen, the thing that you didn't achieve, that isn't what decides your future. What decides your future is what you do next. What happens next, what step you take, how you feel, how you approach things, and how you pick yourself up and move on is literally what determines your future. And those will be the defining moments in your life, 150%. It won't be what you do or don't achieve. It will be how you show up and how you continue to show up. And the simple fact that you keep going, keep believing, keep trusting, keep trying. And that's it, you guys. That's my like little 10-minute motivational moment for you. And I hope that it gives you a moment of deep reflection. I hope it fires you up. I hope it challenges you to go out and get that next goal. And I hope that, you know, at the end of the day, you're allowed to feel disappointment and you're allowed to quit for a day, but come back to it. It matters. You've got this. You can do this. It is going to happen for you. I promise you. But I also promise you, but there will be moments that you're going to want to stop, that it's going to feel really fucking hard, and that you're not going to be sure that you can keep going or that you're made for this. You can, you are, you just have to do it. All right, you guys, if you're binging your way through, I will see you inside the next episode. Again, I am planning something really big and fun and splashy for the last episode. So make sure that you hop into there. If you are not in my Level Up community right now, make sure you are, because I'm doing a really fun 12 days of training, and they're still like totally free, very, like bringing some good stuff in there. Level Up community with Lori Irvin on Facebook. If you can't find it, send me a message and I'll give you the link. You will have access to all of those trainings, all of those resources until December 25th, my favorite day of the year, other than when my sons were born. And other than that, make sure you get yourself into my vision workshop. We are going to we are going to really look at what 2022 gave us, pull all of the things that we need to, pull all the learnings, and then we're going to kick 2023 off together. We are going to decide what your vision is, and we are going to map out a plan to get that vision. And right now it is 50% off. So again, you can find the links, all of the places that you find me on the socials, or you can send me a personal message and I will send that over to you personally. So anyways, lots going on in my world right now, but I'm so incredibly excited to show up for all of it. And I love working with you guys. So I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning into this one. I love you so much.